Hi everyone, Doug here. Welcome to yet another board game channel and yet another turn of Eldritch Horror as we attempt to keep Shudde from waking up and, well, I think he might be awake, but we're trying to stop him from breaking up through the Earth's crust. We finally made progress, partly, last turn. Yes, we finally solved our first mystery. Trish explored the ancient city of Gaharn, where I guess everybody gathered initially to help put Shudde under the earth. Having done that, we now have sort of in a triangle around Africa and where Shudde is buried, a number of warding stones that we have to try to get back into operation. 2 of them. Yeah, sorry, distracted for a second. We're still going to have to do a lot of attempts at resting because we still have people perilously close to death, and if the reckoning comes up, we have a couple of people who will just die. Yeah, we're in a lot of trouble health-wise. But we're still doing pretty well on the mysteries. It's only this is turn 6, and we've done 1. This one doesn't seem too bad because we only have to do 2 of these tokens, and we'll be in business. Moving on to the next one. So, into the actions. We're going to start with Trish, who managed to solve our mystery last turn. We've made her first investigator. So let's zoom in and see what she does. Okay, Trish in the heart of Africa for her first action is going to move down to space 15, South Africa. She's actually going to meet up with Ashcan Pete there shortly and trade off some clues. So, her second action, yes, we are going to try once again to heal up. It's okay there. Still has this darn hypothermia. Gotta move that out of the way for now. Hypothermia first. 4, 5, or 6. She finally got rid of the hypothermia. However, she still has the poisoned status, which means she can't recover health or sanity. We're going to flip the card, and yes, we know from last time that she has to do a lore check. Yeah, and if she fails it, she has to discard a spell. She doesn't have any spells. But more importantly, if she fails it, she doesn't get rid of the card. So, her lore is only 1, so she's only getting to roll a single die. And no, she didn't get rid of that. Maybe next turn. Assuming she doesn't die before then. If we get a reckoning this turn, she will die. Oh well. We'll see. Maybe we won't. It's possible we won't. Alright, moving on to our next investigator. We're going to go to Ashcan Pete, who is surrounded by monsters up in Istanbul. Alright, Pete is surrounded. Well, okay, 2. But it still feels surrounded by monsters in Istanbul, and discretion being the better part of valor. He is first going to use his special action, which allows him to move along a train path to number 17, and then perform an additional action. That additional action will be moving down to space 15, where Trish is. For his second full action, he is going to do some trading. Trish is going to give him her 2 clues, because he's got a better lore and has a much better shot at reactivating that warding stone when the encounters come. Yeah, that is going to be it. that's all for Pete. Now we're going to move over to the Antarctica board, where Agnes is. Okay, Agnes in Antarctica. She's actually our best lore person with 4, but she has no clues on her, and there's some clues here. So yeah, I was thinking of having her go off to do the Antarctica adventure, but I think first things first, I'm just going to work on getting some clues. So we're actually going to have her move 1, because for her second action I want her to rest, and she wouldn't be able to rest at the Miskatonic outpost where the cultist is lurking. We still have a couple of omen track movements until this red kicks in, so hopefully, yeah, she'll be able to get back there next turn and maybe close the gate. Yes, so as I said, her second action is going to be healing, getting her off of death's door, so if the reckoning happens, she doesn't instantly die. Alright, that just leaves us with Jim Culver over in North America. Okay, Jim. Still trying to get him to pick up this clue so he can go solve that rumor. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab a focus, first of all. And second, yeah, we're going to try to rest again, because he still has his hypothermia, along with other things. But we'll start with a hypothermia. So again, 4, 5, or 6, please. 4, finally. Now, yeah, he couldn't recover health this turn because of that. He also can't actually recover sanity because he has despair. Ooh. Now, when resting on this, we're going to flip it and see if we can somehow deal with it. Nothing but blasphemous memories fill your mind, driving you to madness and despair. Surely beating the memories from your skull is the only release. Damn. Going to test strength. Strength is 2. Oop. Alright, there's a die in there. Success. If you pass, discard this card. Yay, he's well again. Oh, I'm glad we didn't fail that. We would have had to discard the clue he's got and still get stuck with it. But no, apparently bashing his head against the wall helped. That's not surprising, given the way this game goes. Alright, that is it for everybody's actions. We had some success there. So, that means it's time to move on to encounters. Back to Trish. Okay, Trish is actually on the space where Akachi is laid up somewhere due to physical injuries. So we may as well visit her. The only thing we can possibly get from her is a spell. However, sometimes when you're successful on visiting an incapacitated investigator, if you succeed at a test, it usually does something like move doom backwards. Can't think of the word I want to use. Alright. Let's see. So, in case of crippling injury or death, by the time you find Akachi, she's slipped into a coma. Doctors aren't certain if she will ever recover, gain all of her possessions. Okay, so Trish now has her Mists of Rella spell. The hospital staff have grown very fond of her, and you try to convince them to tell you what she said to them while she was conscious. Going to test our influence, which is 3. Success. If you pass, you hear many stories. There we are. Retreat, doom by one. If we had failed, whether you pass or not, discard her investigator token. Okay, doom. Back up to 14. We've been pretty good about doom. And Akachi is now out of the game. Sorry, Akachi. Alright, well, let's just move this back in here because now it's Ashcan Pete's turn. And he's going to try renewing the seal. As an encounter, an investigator on a space containing an Eldritch token may attempt to renew the seal. Lore -1. So he's only going to be rolling 2, but that's better than Trish would have had if she'd held on to the clues. Ha! Success. If he passes, he may spend 2 clue tokens to place that Eldritch token on this card. And we only need to put 2 on here, so let's get rid of those tokens. Take that Eldritch token off of there and add it to the card. Things are looking up. We're halfway to doing the second mystery. We just need to collect some more clues and get that clue person to another spot along the north of Africa there. All right. Good on Pete. Good job. So, we will now be moving on to Agnes, who's over at the lake camp in Antarctica. Alright, searching for clues in Antarctica has its own deck, because these are not city, wilderness, or sea spaces. They're just Antarctica spaces. So let's go ahead and shuffle this. And see what she encounters. So, Miskatonic Outpost or Lake Camp. One of the men has several black seeds in a glass jar. You ask him to give them to you. Very forward. Influence. Oops, that's focusing. Not sure. It does say influence -1. So that's going to give her 2 dice. She has nothing to improve that. 2 success. We're finally rolling well. If you pass, come on, focus. You study them closely. Gain this clue. If you fail, da-da-da-da-da. Clue for Agnes. So if she can pick up another clue in the next couple of turns, she's probably our best bet to do more sealing of Shudde away. But we'll still have other people try it in case they get there first. Alright, so that just leaves us with, going back to Jim, back to North America. Alright, Jim's going to have another go at some clue searching. Yes, that is a city space. Oh, focus. You read a portion of Wendy Smith's translation of the Gaharn manuscript. Gain this clue. Yay! Okay. Huzzah! Can we stop now? No, there's more. Desperate for more, you bid on a translation of the remaining fragments. Going to test his influence. Not bad. At 3. And he has a focus. But he actually succeeded. Finally, the dice are doing good stuff. If you pass, you acquire the texts. Improve lore. Oh, look at that. Just what we need. So we're going to add that to Jim. So he now has a lore of 4. So he's a prime candidate to go renew the seal in Africa as well, although I really want to get rid of this before it starts plummeting our doom. Anyway, we're holding it off well, but it's bound to hammer us at one point. Alright. So, that is it for all of our encounters. Now, yes, it's time to go into the dreaded mythos phase. Okay, here we go. Don't be a reckoning. Don't be a reckoning. It's not a reckoning. Yay. We will advance the Omen track around to blue. We do not have any blue gates. We have 2 red and a green. Which means for the monster surge, instead of an actual surge, we will spawn another gate. Great, it's a red one. That's no good. That's going to be in Shanghai. Let's see what crawls out from it. You get a Gug, which are nice and difficult. Strength -2 attack, and they have 4 toughness. If you defeat this monster during a combat encounter, you do not resolve an additional encounter. I guess it's so hard to beat the thing, it's taken it out of you, and you can't actually do anything else on your turn. So, and then, yes, we'll spawn 2 clues. And 2. Alright, what did we get? Got one at the pyramids. Oh, that's... yeah, we're getting them in a really good area. And 4. Not so much, but that's fine. So, 4 up here. And 1 there at the pyramids. So, yeah, next turn, because Trish isn't dead, it means she can spawn a clue. Maybe hand it off to Pete, who can then go get another clue, maybe. We'll see. See if that works next turn. Right, the rest of the card. This doesn't have tentacles. Now most shops are not supplying the basic necessities that you need for your travels, and those that do charge an exorbitant amount of money. And more specialized pieces of equipment are well beyond any average person's means. Price gouging. Ongoing, the value of each asset in the reserve is increased by 2 until a reckoning comes along and we discard this card. Well, we've got stuff planned. Yeah. I don't think we need to go for assets in the next couple of turns anyway, so hopefully by the time we need anything, this will have disappeared. That could have been a lot worse. It's more vaguely annoying than anything. Right, so next couple of turns, it'll take, yeah, it will take Jim a couple of turns to get down here to get rid of the stars aligned rumor. He's still got to roll for it too. And yeah, if Trish and Pete both get their act together, might actually solve it next turn if everybody rolls well. Well, if Ashcan rolls well. Okay. Things are looking up, which has me slightly worried. It's usually when things are looking up in this game, then it hammers you. But we'll see what happens next turn. I hope you join me then. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks to everybody who subscribes to the channel, and for liking the videos both on YouTube and Board Game Geek. It's very much appreciated. And I will see you next time for yet another turn of Eldritch Horror. So long.